How do you find clients as an MSP? Most MSPs start out and they say, I can't wait to go help as many people as I can with their technology problems. And then they run into this weird problem. Where do they go get clients? In this video, I'm going to share with you guys a bunch of different ways to go get clients. If you already have clients, I'm sure you're going to learn something, and you might even find a new area where you can go find new clients. My name is Harrison Barron from Growth-Generators.com. We help MSPs grow, whether that's sales training, marketing, or even some business operations. Before I get into today's video, I do want to mention there are links down in the video description, or if you're listening to the podcast, MSP Heroes, there are links down in the podcast description as well. One of those links that I'd like to point out is growth-generators.com/resources. You could scroll down and you'll see the additional tools area. And a lot of these are labeled as free. You can go in, grab these tools from blog post templates to SEO checklists to website traffic calculators. And one of the ones that I'm going to be talking about today, just so you can prepare yourself, is the buyer persona template right off the bat. And that brings me to today's video, which is how do you actually go find your target customer? How do you get clients to come to you? And there's a bit of a process that you have to go through in order to be successful. And the first thing that you have to do is actually know who you want to target or who you want to attract, right? It is a go grab them or go attract them to come to you. But we have to go do that. And coming back from ScaleCon, it's quite funny because the ICP was probably mentioned the better part of a dozen times over the course of those 3 days. And nobody actually talked about what an ICP is. And I use buyer persona. They go hand in hand. An ICP is your ideal customer profile. It is your dream client when it comes to actually having your business. So let's jump in here and go into my computer, and you could go grab the buyer persona. It's completely free on my website. And you'll see here, we have the first name, last name, right? And the buyer persona is we want to take that imaginary customer and we want to kind of create this avatar, this buyer persona of a fake customer. And I know you're thinking, Harrison, I just want leads right now. And I promise you, we're going to get there, but you have to go through this process because there's a big difference between saying, hey, anyone's going to be my customer versus this specific person I want to work with, especially if you're going out and you're cold calling tons of businesses. You're out networking with tons of potential new customers. And for whatever reason, they're not picking up the phone to call you to do business with you. They're not getting excited to do business with you. And I can almost guarantee you because they don't know who you want to go after. So going through this buyer persona, and you guys can go grab it. I won't go through the second page here, but we have an age range. What specific age range do we want them to be in? Most people buy on average between 10 years older and 10 years younger than you. So for example, I am currently 32 years old. Some of you may or may not know that. So down to the 20s, all the way up to the early 40s are people that are going to generally be more of my customer. It doesn't mean that other people aren't going to be my customer. I've definitely closed deals with people much, much older than me as well. But typically, people buy in that age range. Where are they located? Are they located in the cities? What city? What suburbs? This is really important to know. What job titles do they have? The industry that they're actually in, and so on and so forth, all the way through their behaviors and habits. What social media platforms are they on? This is going to help tremendously as we progressively go through the rest of this video. And having this in the back of your mind is going to be super, super important. Now, naturally, us as MSPs, we are a bit more introverted than most people. We would much rather bang on a keyboard than actually have to go out and do the work, put in the cold calls, go out and network. But the second, probably the best thing that I recommend for MSPs is getting out and networking and building relationships immediately. Finding strategic partners who can give you business, and you can also refer business to, is really important. Low voltage, VoIP if you're not offering VoIP, printer companies, digital marketers that are local. Additionally, going to BNI, going to LATIP, your local chamber of commerce. And this is important for two reasons. One, hopefully you're going to start to find more people that you could do business with. But two, one of the hardest things growing through and building a good MSP is getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And the sooner you can start that process, especially as an introvert, getting used to going to these networking events, the more successful you're going to be, because you are going to have to be the one that grows the business for quite a while. Yes, you can hire a salesperson, but you still need to know how to do the basics in case you need to coach and mentor that person to success. I cannot stress it enough. Getting good, learning how to break out of your shell a little bit more. Trust me, I am more than happy sitting on my computer all day, every day. But it is important to keep that habit of going out and going on site, and not even on site, just going to networking events to be able to speak to those people. Next, another great avenue, if you already have customers, is leveraging referrals and testimonials. Now, if you don't have any customers and you're like, Harrison, I am brand spanking new in the industry. Hold on. I promise you it gets better. First, you got to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell. I appreciate the heck out of you. It helps this channel reach more people. But two, truly, there are people, I guarantee you have helped in one way or another. Your local church, your local nonprofit. It could be your mom. It could be your aunt. It could be a family friend. It could have been your friends from school, high school, college that you're helping fix their computer, fix their network, fix their printer, whatever it might be. Those people are still more than qualified to provide you with a testimonial and referrals. They might not have people right off the top of their head, but that's okay. You can still go through their network and start to leverage and find those people and ask for those introductions. That is truly where the success lies. And if you want to take it one step further, build an amazing referral program, a referral program that truly, truly gets people excited. What that looks like for you, I don't quite know, but you can make a deal that is so good to be true. And I only say I don't know because I don't know your financial situation, and I don't know what you're willing to give up. For me, if somebody's like, hey, if you make an introduction to me for me and they have a meeting, I'll give you $25. $25 is not enough money to get me excited. But if you put a zero behind that number, $250 for a referral, abso-freaking-lutely. I'll make those introductions for you and hopefully get you a meeting. That's the difference, right? And everybody is motivated differently by it. Finances are going to vary differently. But you could say, hey, if you make an introduction for me and I close the deal, I'm going to take their first month or give them their first month free. And when they pay me on the second month, I'm going to give the second month to you, because on average, a new MSP client will stay with their MSP for 7, drumroll please, to 20 years statistically. So by giving up 2 months of revenue for a up to 20-year deal, keep in mind, 10 years is what, 120 months? You're talking about 240 months of recurring revenue. You're not going to give up 2 of them. It is a simple no-brainer, but it has to be a referral program that truly knocks people's socks off. And when you do that, you'll do really, really well. Next is going to be your online presence and content marketing. I know not everybody wants to pick up this phone, but we can make content. Now, if you're thinking, I'm going to make some images, that's cool, but use this thing on the back, this camera, get a nice little tripod, set it up, and start hitting record. Are your first videos going to suck? Abso-freaking-lutely. But I promise you, you're going to get better. The reason I'm so good on camera, from what I've been told, is I've just done so many videos at this point. Just in the MSP world alone, I've done about 200 and change videos. That does not include the hundreds of videos I've made before that, the hundreds of podcasts I've made before that, and the hundreds of blog posts I've also written, compounding over and over and over again to now make me the person I am today, to be good on camera. Everyone starts somewhere. Build out content. If you're absolutely terrified of doing videos, do photos. If you're absolutely terrified of doing photos, do a podcast. If you're absolutely terrified of doing a podcast, do a blog. And if you want to be a rock star, do all of them without burning yourself out. That is really important. But that's content marketing. You're creating content to attract your target customer. Little bonus, because we've made it maybe halfway, maybe towards the end of the video, little golden nugget. As you guys know, I love to drop golden nuggets. You have to, when you do this, right, you're going to attract all of these people. They're going to come to you. The more content they actually see, the more they're going to feel comfortable with you, the more they're going to feel that you are a credible source, and the more trust they're going to have for you. And people buy from people they know, people they like, and people they trust. And if you can get people to already start to trust you, that means they probably already know you and they're beginning to actually like you. And we close that triangle to start having deals move in the right direction. Next is going to be using social media. Yes, you have to put that content somewhere. I know that sounds silly, but you can also leverage that content in LinkedIn messages when you're reaching out to people, in Facebook groups. There are so many different avenues that you can put that out in private community groups on Facebook, not just business groups. There is truly an endless amount of spaces that you could put it on. Heck, even TikTok. I would not be surprised, although if you are an MSP growing on TikTok, I am wildly interested and would love to ask you questions. Reach out to me, growth-generators.com. But truly, that is super, super important. Now, after that, we can go out, and this might get people all riled up, but I'm not going to wake up my dogs at this hour. Go hammer the doors. Go door knock. Nothing bad is going to happen. Some buildings might have a no soliciting sign. You might see it labeled right on their door. It'll say no soliciting. That's okay. Just don't go to those buildings. There's tons of other buildings. If you want to do it even better, do your research. Hey, maybe there's a certain pocket of potential clients you'd like to go after in a certain area. Go to that area, find those clients, go to that area, knock on their doors, and have conversations. I cannot tell you how many amazing conversations that people are having out there just by going out and door knocking. And if you want another little golden nugget in there, if you're going to a meeting because you've met somebody, or you're getting lunch with somebody, or stopping by somebody's office, there's nothing that says you can't go door knock on the local offices just around them. Hey, I was just talking to so-and-so down the road about his IT services. More than likely, we're going to move forward, right? You're not lying, you're just maybe not telling the full truth. You can say that. Hey, or you just had a great conversation about their IT services. Would love to know if I can have a conversation with you about your IT services. They might want to hire you at some point anyway. It's not really a full lie. You're trying to get their business anyway. It can't hurt. You now have a local reference that you can go after, which will dramatically increase the likelihood they open the door and have a positive conversation with you. Next is going to be paid ads. Now, if you don't have a ton of money, I would avoid this like the plague. If you were going to go spend money on ads, you have to be very, very careful. I cannot stress this enough. If you don't have your entire marketing plan built out mostly correctly, doesn't have to be perfect, but a website, a landing page that's proven to convert with a strong call to action, and after they actually convert and you get their first name, last name, phone number, email address, and after all of that happens, you get them on a booking page. If you don't have that fully dialed in, you have to be careful with ads. Ads can be very, very kind of not sketchy, because they're not sketchy, but they can be very, very expensive if you don't know what you're actually doing. And last but not least, the last golden nugget on everything that you're going to do. And I know that there's more, but this is a fantastic starting place. And if you're struggling, I hope you've gotten some nuggets out of this. But the most important thing you do completely across the board is please track. You're never going to know if you're doing anything right if you're not tracking your progress. You truly have to be tracking your progress. Go get a CRM, a customer relationship manager. It doesn't matter if it's HubSpot. It doesn't matter if it's Keep. It doesn't matter if it's Salesforce, Pipedrive. It literally does not matter the platform. My membership does come with one. But whatever it may be, find a CRM, a customer relationship manager, and start using it. Track the information so you can see on paper what's working and what's not working so you have the highest chance of success. I hope you found some value in this video. If you did, like button, subscribe button, notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.